Hi guys, welcome to Wars and Lifestyle, to my newly started channel. So, since you must have seen the tagline, the title of this video, that it's going to be about the driving classes, the driving lessons, and I recently joined the driving classes because I wanted the license. So I went to this driving school and I paid about 2,950 dirhams for the entire course. That includes the first test. So now this fees is for the people who have at least 5 years experience, 5 years or more. If you have an existing license of your country, which is 5 years old, so then this is the fee. You'll pay around 3,000 dirhams. So the total classes that I had to take was about 10 hours, which is equal to 20 classes, because each class is about half an hour. So I got done with my six classes. Yes, I got done with my six classes. I already passed my theory test. So in the theory test, they don't ask you much. It is just online. If you um, go through the app, there's an app of every driving school, so you need to go through that. There are all these questions, there are all these chapters that you need to read, and at the end of them there are questions. So once you read those questions and if you clear, so same questions come in the RTA theory test. So I had about 40 questions, and the minimum passing is 30, means you gotta pass. You have, yeah, 40 is the total questions, and you need to attempt and pass 30 at least, so to pass the exams. So I got about 35 marks out of 40, because that basically 35 questions plus 5 marks are for the videos. They show you some videos, and you got to at the end of the video they will ask you a question, and you only have 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds you got to answer the question. If you don't, then the question is gone, it just disappears. So I passed that. Theory test is not very difficult. If you are if you're wanting to go for theory test and you're preparing yourself, don't worry, you will pass definitely, because it's very easy. Theory test is not difficult. So what I basically want to talk about today is my first assessment test. So when I completed my 6 hours of uh, assessment of training, after that I had to go for the assessment. So if you clear the assessment, then you go for the smart yard parking classes, and then the test, and then there's going to be again assessment, and after that there's going to be RTA road test. So this was my first on-road assessment by the school itself. And I thought, because I have been driving cars in Mumbai. Mumbai is a very congested place, if you know, and it is not that easy to drive in Mumbai. So I have experience of about 15 years in driving, 14, 15 years, because I got license in 2007. So I was very confident, and while I was taking the classes, so my instructors were also very confident that I'm going to go through, because I drove well. I'm not saying that I won't do any mistakes, but during the classes, they explain me about the rules and regulations, which are a little different from India in here. So, like the road signs and everything. So I was clear with them, and when I went for my test, so I thought it is going to be okay, because I know most of the things, and I don't make any major mistakes as such. Maybe sometimes I may miss on setting up a mirror or doing a head check once in a while, but otherwise I don't. And I was very attentive in my assessment test. So this guy, the person who was taking my assessment test. So he called me and he said, um, I'm going to be there to take your assessment test in 10 minutes. And I was waiting in the center. The time given to me was 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. So I was there already by 10:30. So this guy calls me at 11:15 or so, and he says I'll be there in 5-10 minutes, and he shows up at 12:10. So fine, I said I cannot say anything to him because he's going to take my test and he might fail me. So I didn't say anything, and I went. He called me in the car. So as usual, as the procedure that we need to usually follow, I checked all the mirrors, the center mirror, the side mirrors. I set my seat right. I put on the seat belt and handbrake down, and I put on the drive and I started moving as per his instructions. So we went on the highway, and I maintained the speed. Once I went, say, 5 kilometers ahead in terms of speed, because the speed limit was 60 and I went 65 at a place, um, because uh, I was taking over, as in I was changing the lanes. So as per the instructors, they always tell you that you can exceed up to 5 kilometers if you're changing the lanes. So that's what I did as per the instructions. So everything went very smooth. He didn't usually, if you're doing anything wrong, so your instructor, he writes the mistakes on a paper or on his pad that he has. So he didn't write anything, so I thought everything's smooth, and I used proper indicators. um, I stopped at the signal. I went exactly how I was supposed to be on the roundabout. So once I reached back, I parked the car, and then he said, "Okay, so we will talk outside." So okay, I turned off the car and everything. So I came out, and so he tells me that you didn't clear this exam, so you will have to, pay again and do 4 hours classes, and then you will do this. I said, "Why? What did I do?" So he said, "No, at one place you took the wrong lane." I was like, "What?" So this was crazy. I mean, I did not take wrong lane anywhere. I know the lanes very well. He said, at a signal when I asked you to take a left, so you took the left, and I was at the signal. I was in the second lane. All right, from left I was in the second lane, and when I took the left, so I went in the second lane itself, because right, so there are cars on in the other lane, so you cannot go in that lane, because if you go in the other lane, the car which is already on that lane is going to bang into you, right? So he said, "No, you didn't go in that lane," and he lied completely. So I didn't want to argue with him. So yeah, so he just put me through the up for the second assessment, and I went to the center again, and I didn't do any arguments with him because I thought maybe he's going to fail me again. So I went to the center, and so I asked them why. So he said, he has already failed you, so now you need to do the classes. Otherwise, you had to talk to him before. Talk to him in the sense, what can you talk? You cannot argue with him too much, because next time you are going to get him as a trainer again, and he will fail you. So I didn't do any arguments with him, and so I paid the fees, about 440 or 50 dirhams again, for my second classes, for my second assessment, and the 4 hour classes. So now my classes and assessment classes are going to be on 23rd 2 hours and 25th 2 hours, and on the 25th itself my classes are happening again. So I hope he doesn't do this again. I have the same examiner. I hope he doesn't repeat the same mistake. If he does, I'm going to complain to the school and the manager. Meanwhile, why I am making this video, because I want you to know, I spoke to somebody, some other student who is also very experienced, and he's now about to apply for his RTA road test. He has cleared all the tests. So he said, "I also have more than 10 years experience, and I failed 3 times in the assessment." and they fail you most of the times. I cannot say it goes same for everyone, but most of the times, as per what he said, is the trainers do it deliberately, because they are not, they want to show to the school that they are going to do their job well, they're doing a good job, and they're making money for the school. If they don't fail you, the school is not going to make the money. This is what I understand from it. He said, this guy told me that, it is going to take 2 3 attempts, because if they pass you directly, they are not going to make any money, and the trainer is going to spoil his, that reputation in front of school. Maybe they're going to ask him, how did you pass this student just in the one go? So don't expect them to pass you in the one go. So even if you are applying for license and you have your first assessment through the school, so have patience and be ready for applying for the assessment test a couple of times at least. But when I look at it, from the other side, if I would have applied for a full package which costs about 8 to 9 thousand dirhams, full package in the sense that you can attempt as many times as you want, till the time you get your license, uh, and you don't have to pay anything more than what you pay once. So the 8 or 9 thousand is the total charge, but I have paid, say, 2,950, and even if they fail me 3 times, still I'm saving good money on this. So I feel this is, if you're confident, then this package is good, 2,900 or 3,000. I don't think it makes any sense for anyone to go for a 9,000 package if you are not a learner, if you are, if you're not experienced in the driving, if you don't have more than 5 years driving experience, then you can go for the package, because that is the best, and otherwise they will keep failing you and they will keep charging you. So now my assessment again at this driving school, I'm not taking the name of this driving school right now, because right now I don't want to, but I will inform you guys later. So my assessment is again on 25th. So before that, I'm taking the classes, and let's see how everything goes. I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll also let you know my results of the second assessment. I'm going to make a video on that as well. So for that, till then, stay tuned, guys, and subscribe to my channel. I will bring you more information about getting driving license in Dubai, step by step. After this, if I clear this exam, so I will go for smart yards, so I will make a video on that as well, to update you with all the information for getting your license in Dubai. So thank you so much, guys. Stay tuned and take care and have a good one. Bye bye.